right now.
Woo!
Basketball talking. I got a really proud Puerto Rican that told me before we started that his team qualified for the Olympics, the Puerto Rican men's basketball team, and they're going to blow out the American team by 30 points when
All
they
right.
play.
Listen, we're taking the gold medal home. 20 years. Last time we made it to the Olympic rounds 20 years ago, and that's when, coincidentally, my boy Carlos Arroyo, which is now coaching the team, Puerto Rico beat USA 20 years ago. I don't know if you remember that. It was like the team that had
I kind of remember that because it was kind of embarrassing, but then also like he was just like destroying them, and
destroying.
clearly the U.S. men's team did not take it seriously. So that's all I was saying from the beginning.
Yes.
That either the Canada team looks good, they're not. There's NBA players on the team, so they can't just think they're gonna coast. Now, after I saw a little bit of the practice. Yeah, the U.S. team's not going to lose a match.
Oh,
They're not going to lose at all.
I'm going to say this. What up, Lee? All praise as well. I got my jersey today. I got the call up. They called me up to play.
Actually, I like the colors. I like how that looks. I like it. Got like an old school vibe.
So I'm going to be on the team, and I'm going to be playing against LeBron and Steph and Ant and Tatum. So we're bringing home the gold, guys. I'm just saying, Team Puerto Rico is here. We're taking home the gold medal.
I'm in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and if you're not familiar, all the countries from obviously Puerto Rico, Honduras, is Dominican Republic. I know that they don't. An interesting thing, they don't really go to a lot of these bars around here. Around the bars in my area, it's feel more of like a gentrified. Like they'll do the house party in front of the block playing dominoes. But they don't really go into the bar because it's way cheaper to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna check out the bars. They're gonna check out this match, and we'll see what happens. Who else is on town? I know they got the
Jose Alvarado from the Pelicans.
Right. Who else they have of any like
note? Me. We're gonna run. He's gonna run the point. I'm gonna run the two. It's gonna be fantastic. Listen, the Team USA, this team that's assembled. I think from top to bottom is the most talented team ever assembled. 1 through 12.
They have LeBron running point. Game over.
It's crazy.
Right? If LeBron is going to run point.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And they look good. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting only because every game is going to be a blowout. Yeah. I would think. But Canada, Greece made it. Giannis has been balling out. He's wearing his heart in his sleeve. He's playing for his country.
Yeah, right? he's gonna play hard, and that's the thing with it. It's similar to Carlos Arroyo. Like when you're the guy of a country representing, like you are going to play way more than us black guys that kind of love the country, but there's some issues, and sometimes you're not really right. Like that's I don't think it's fair at points because I think U.S. has blessed a lot of us to do. Yeah, they had some issues, obviously, but when Giannis is like he's representing this country, that's a big deal. Like, oh shit, like you're the guy, and of course, Giannis is one of the best players in the NBA, so he's gonna play. But then but again, the USA, we got ringers, we got Embiid, you got Steph playing shooting guard, so he's gonna run around. Just hit three. It's just not going to.
It's gonna be interesting. They got a lot. I think interesting to see who's going to start. I don't know if it's going to be Tatum or Edwards. I believe it's going to be Tatum. He's wearing number 10, Kobe Bryant's old number in the Olympics. There's something to that. I think it's going to be Tatum starting, but I think Edwards is going to be a big contributor. But nobody's. Overall, this team isn't. They shouldn't lose. I don't know. There's an interesting comment, though, from Ghost. Cooper Flagg. He's a 17-year-old kid going to Duke. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Very good basketball player. Very, very good. He's on the team that's scrimmaging against this USA Select team. And there's highlights of him playing against LeBron and KD and Holiday.
Hold his own.
And he's playing very well. He's 17 years old. So that's been interesting to watch. But nobody's beating USA. They're stacked. I think they're motivated. Steph Curry's never played at the Olympics. So I think he's gonna go out and play very well. So
Did Jaylen Brown did he practice? Did he want to play for the Olympic team?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because he's not on the team, and that's weird.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, again, they're pretty much stacked. But I saw a post about it, and they were like, how this guy that, obviously balled out, did his thing the entire year, entire play, like why he didn't go on the team.
It's a good point because Drew Holiday's on the team.
Right.
And Jaylen Brown's better than Drew Holiday.
Is it just a repeat of the talents of the other guys? Like, we have what Jaylen Brown can do, but I don't know. I think that was a one. I was like, interesting that he's not on the team.
Yeah. We'll see. Somebody asked in the comments, did Bronny make the Olympic team? I don't think so.
Shit. Well, you know what? Great transition. So Pedro has been really excited for this Bronny thing. Bronny is going to do. I don't know. You said you think he's gonna do well in the NBA? Like, what's your? I forgot the.
I don't think he's gonna.
You love the story of it, but what do you think that what his abilities will be?
No,
as an NBA professional.
In the first year or two, do I think he's going to do well? No, because I don't think he's going to play that much. Do I think eventually down the line could he be a serviceable NBA guard? Yeah, I do. I think he's still going to come off the bench primarily in his career, unless he continues to develop like a really good 3-point shot.
Right.
I think defensively he'll get better as he learns the NBA game. But if he could be a guy that can really hit the three really well, open 3-point shots, it's going to give him a lot more playing time. But if he doesn't do that, he'll be an NBA guy, bounce around from team to team. But I don't think he's going to have like a really big impact, especially not right away. I just don't see it. So
that's a perfect transition. So I didn't see the full game, this game that he scored 4 points, but I saw one of my favorite basketball YouTubers to watch. The channel's called Awful Coaching. I think I sent you a clip.
I think
streams a lot.
Yeah, we watched some of that. I think.
I really like him because there's no fluff. He goes right in. I forgot his name. He doesn't announce anything. Doesn't tell you to subscribe or anything. He just goes in and says, "This is the worst play I've ever seen in my life." And he broke down Bronny's game. And yes, it's his first game, but I think I will show you some of the things he pointed out. And I want you to know if it, in your opinion, is it a concern or is just first game jitters? He'll figure it out. So let me show you, because I saw this video earlier today, and I was like, there's some stuff that I would say is a bit of a concern, and a lot of it is his lack of aggressiveness. Is he worried about getting to the shooting free throws? He's so let me okay, why I can't switch to my
I didn't see the game. I saw that he scored 4 points, and I think he shot his shooting percentage wasn't great, like 2 for something.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 out of 9 or something like that. But let me see.
Good. So
let me see if I can show it to you. Let's see here.
There seems to be still a lot of people, questioning the Bronny thing. What's going to happen? And when you drop only 4 points in the summer league, that's a little concerning.
It would have been nice if he did pretty well. Like if that was it. If he played well and scored maybe like 10 to 15 amount, and did some decent. Yeah. So this is not helping. So I'll say that. I can't switch to that. All right. So let me know if you can hear this.
Truly astonishing.
Yes, we're good.
How many times Bronny James decided to not get easy layups in this game for himself or for others. So the Kings are in their wretched drop coverage. That brings a defender all the way over from the weak side of the floor. So when Bronny James's man steps up to help, please cut, and now when he steps up to help, because either you're going to be wide open for a layup or you occupy that other defender in the corner, and now that's going to leave the shooter in the corner for the Lakers wide open. Look at Bronny James. Why are you? Oh, and now you're going to cut through when your defender's back guarding you. Unreal. What is Bronny James doing? What is even the thought process here? Wing-to-wing handoff. Please switch it. This clearly needs to be a switch. What is Bronny? What is that? Right to the 2-shot foul. Bronny James again. Why is he 5 steps above the 3-point line? Get right to the tip of the 3-point line. You're watching the Lakers run pick and roll right here. So I got to be a threat. So right now when that ball handler gets in the lane, again, my man's stepping up to help. So I'm either available for a catch and shoot 3, or again, we're cutting off of this, bringing that defender from the corner and have to step up and guard. And now we can either, that player in the corner for the Lakers can either cut for a layup, or if I cut and bring that defender, now the corner's wide open for a catch and shoot 3, but you're standing 5 steps above the 3-point line. You're not a threat to do anything here. Again, they're able to help and recover off of.
Okay, so just a little bit there. Bobby, he screams. This is him at a 2. You should watch his channel. He loses his mind when he sees bad plays.
That's his thing. It sounds like probably
right. So far, I mean, you don't have to watch the entire thing, but he's not aggressive, and is he a 3-point shooter? Like, is he waiting for the passing so he can jack the 3? Like,
he is. He's not a 3-point shooter. Like, that's all he can do or what he's really known for. But he can hit a 3. He's serviceable. But yeah, I mean, he brings up some good points. But we also don't know what the offensive scheme is. We also don't know what there's a lot of things we're missing there. So it's really easy to dissect it like that when nobody's moving and you don't know what the coach is saying in the timeout. You don't know other things that have transpired throughout the entirety of the game. So he's not wrong in his analysis on those 3 plays that we saw. But you can say that about some all-stars in the NBA that are just
he does it all. He does it everybody. He'll go after. I mean, I love the one where he did for the Knicks. He was like, how brilliant they were. I was like, I agree. Yeah, I 100% agree. These guys, they were great.
Yeah.
But I am interested about some of the IQ plays, like the idea, and we'll watch a little bit more actually. Like some of the things, like, is he nervous? Like you said, is it the coaches and what they're doing? Like some things that were a bit much. And again, I think we're nitpicking because why?
It's Bronny.
They made it this way.
Yeah.
Like I still think the guy should have went back to school. I think they should have had another year. They forced this to happen. They put him on a second round. He's on the Lakers. He's not playing for I don't even know what team that you could put him in and maybe no one would care. You put him in here.
If you put him at the Bulls, nobody really cares. I mean, I'm just.
Sorry, man.
Like
DeRozan gone.
Yeah,
so.
The Bulls, Charlotte, maybe. If you put him in
Charlotte, maybe.
Nobody cares about the pay. I mean, they're good, but nobody really cares. It's the Lakers. There's a spotlight on him, so everything that he does or doesn't do is going to be highlighted in a negative or positive way. Because to your point,
correct.
Even if he dropped 10 points, 12 points, if he dropped 15, that would have been like a huge deal. Like, wow,
a sigh of relief. Okay, he belongs there. Yeah.
Only 4. It's a little concerning.
Yeah. But let me show a few more plays.
Of a cross screen, you don't have to switch this, but again, it's wing to wing. So this should just be an auto. If you're switching, it's an auto switch. I cannot talk and think about switches. Cross screen, instant switch, instantly underneath the player for the Kings right here. Look at Bronny James going towards his man off the cross screen.
Sorry, what was that?
You don't know if it's a defensive scheme for them to switch or not switch. So it's hard to.
That was a good point. You should do this. You should do what he's doing. You put yourself on the screen
and just do
in the middle and break down a few plays, but you got to be really aggressive about it. Like you got to be.
I can be aggressive.
I think that the titles are over the top.
Yeah.
But it fits the vibe. Like obviously this guy cares a lot about basketball. He's pretty knowledgeable.
What's this guy
he's diving into things that
couple 100,000 subs probably.
Right. I think he may be at 100K.
Yeah.
It's easy to look at it when it's already done. But
he's bringing up good points. Though. Valid.
Right. We'll watch one more, and then we'll move on. Though.
Not switching right away. Now you have no chance to go over this handoff, and that's 2. Is just horrendous one-on-one defense. Again, Bronny James, you're guarding in transition. Palms of my feet, defensive stance, ready to slide my feet. So, and show your hands. So this is already look at that's not a defensive stance. You're not ready to slide your feet. But now again, Help is on the strong side of the floor. Like, you're not showing your hands, though. You're coming out to gamble. If I'm just showing my hands, sliding my feet, keeping the ball handler in to help, I'm fine. But you're coming out to gamble, and now you get your ankles broken.
Ouchies. So
yeah, that guy made about 10 feet, what looks to be about 10 feet of separation in 1 second of time. So that is bad defense for sure.
That's NBA speed, where your reaction. And again, I think the reason why there is a nitpick, not even a nitpick, but it's the attention. And LeBron talked about Bronny while he's going to the Olympics, and he's saying, Bronny is not worried about this. I'm more worried about it than he is. He doesn't care. He could handle it. And I'm like, bro, I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe LeBron. A 19-year-old don't care about what people think. I don't know many 19-year-olds that didn't care what people thought. That's where you think about what everyone is saying.
Yeah.
Social media, grew up in social media. I know what he's doing. I just hope that he does play better.
Yeah.
For his psyche.
Let me ask you a question, Hannibal. Do you think he's going to play well in let's just say summer league? Let's keep it to where he's playing right now. This summer, do you think Bronny James is going to show that he belongs in the NBA?
So far, no. He would have to be more aggressive. Just be more aggressive. I think. But again, it's all about what the coach is doing. What it has a big difference. It needs to be a night and day thing, because this is summer league. This isn't the NBA. The best. This is summer league.
I'll say this. In some of the games I've seen Bronny, I haven't seen a lot, so I'm not an expert on. I've seen a little bit of the USC highlights. I've never actually watched a full game of Bronny James, but I've seen quarters maybe in high school. He's not a very aggressive player. He's not his dad. He does not play like his dad. He doesn't have some of the skill sets, the size. Nobody has the basketball IQ of LeBron James. Maybe one or two other people in the history of the NBA, right? He doesn't have those types of things. He's not an aggressive guy. He is a role player. And role players, unless you're a six-man coming off the bench or somebody is hurt and you really need to step in for a week or two, those guys aren't aggressive usually. So he is a role player that is athletic, can shoot the three, and situationally actually is a pretty good on-ball defender. So I'm going to give him a little bit of grace and say, hey, this is one game, probably a little bit nervous, right? And, let's see what he does over the next, the next 10 games in Summer League. But he's not an aggressive guy. So I think to ask him to score a lot and drive and be aggressive when he has the ball, always shooting, that's not his game. What I've seen in the stat lines and the experts talking about him, that's not him. So I think that have him do that now that's not his role. I don't think that's what he's going to do. So it is going to be interesting, because we do want to see a natural progression of him playing good defense and making good decisions on offense. You don't have to be aggressive and always drive or always look to score. You can do things and manipulate the game in a positive way for your team by not being aggressive, but by making the right pass, the secondary pass, making the right read, the right cut, like that guy was saying, which
because cutting don't necessarily mean you're scoring, but you're opening up the lanes, or at least shots for the others. So he's saying by you and that's why I noticed, by him being 5 steps behind the line, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you're not really, like you said, it could be just a role player. Hey, back off while the stars do their thing. This would have been fine for him being a role player if he stayed in college and he graduated from college and he went to the NBA. The problem is the man left at 19 years old.
Yeah,
this is a setup for failure. People have said that not to hate on him. Some are hating, right? Some do not like LeBron for many reasons.
Yeah,
but when you put a 19-year-old kid on, Kevin Garnett was 19, 20 years old. LeBron, Kobe, LeBron. Usually when we bring in a 19-year-old, that is the potential is, it may not necessarily be shown yet, right? Like like a Jonathan Bender or like some others that were grabbed, and to a point where I remember, I'm sure you remember this too. It was starting to begin to have those talks about, you know what, maybe we should stop bringing in high schoolers. They're not ready. Yeah. But the potential is out off the chain.
Yeah.
It just, appreciate you still going. I feel bad. Yeah, I'm starting to feel, but also maybe I'm being a little bit too quick to feel bad, right? Like it's just one game. I just don't want his whole situation to be crushed over unrealistic expectations.
Yeah,
for him.
I think it's fair. I think the criticism, the wonder, the doubt is completely fair, considering what he did in college, what kind of player he was. The numbers he put up were very analytical, right? And then also second round, his dad's team, $4 million of guaranteed money. There's a lot of things that are against Bronny right now that a lot of other players, his expectation is actually high now for a second round pick, for a 55 pick. Nobody has ever had a 55th pick, has never had this type of expectation and exposure ever. Yeah. Sometimes that pick winds up being good. The Joker was picked in, I believe, in the second round for the Nuggets. And it was happening during a commercial break. And he's the best NBA player right now in the league. So you can find guys in the second round, but the level of expectation he's up against is high. But we'll see. I think it's really early. But, people don't want to talk about it because it's a story. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens,
Yeah, and also it's the summertime. We have nothing else to talk about. So, and then obviously the Olympics is coming in, which I can't wait. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of that. But we got nothing else to talk about. So that's why we're dissecting this kid's game, and I hope that he is not watching. I hope he's not on the internet. I hope he's not on social media. Stop looking. You're not gonna like what you're going to see. Even if you did, like, let's say the next game he scores 20, do not go on social media. Don't let the highs get too high, the lows get too low.
Yeah.
Stay focused on basketball.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely important, especially a young man, 19. Oh, he doesn't care. He may be telling you that.
Everybody cares. Everybody cares on some.
Of course.
Yeah. And you might not react to it. He might not vocalize it, but come on. Yeah. Especially 19. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, but he's handled it to this point pretty well. I mean, we got to remember one thing about this kid. He went to a big high school. His dad's at a lot of his games. The TV camera's been on his face all the time. He's a McDonald's All-American. He's played big games. He was part of the USA select team when he was the under-17 U team. He was part of that USA team. So the kid's got a jersey from the McDonald's All-American, a jersey from the USA basketball. He's got a Lakers jersey. He's handled everything, I think, so far pretty well. Yeah. But he clearly cares. So if LeBron's saying he doesn't care, come on, LeBron. He's
obviously going to try to protect your kid, and he's going to be a target for a lot of people who do not like LeBron, do not like the NBA. There's a lot of that going on. I see Jason Whitlock dropped an episode about got Bronny terrible start, blah blah blah. Like that's going to happen.
One game,
hopefully that's not going to affect him. Yeah, maybe the next game he plays better. He makes better decisions, makes better moves, but I hope so. I really do.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to watch. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, Bobby says he's far from a natural according to the eye test. Let me show Bobby so you can see it.
I don't. He's far from it. I don't know. I think if you make it even to, I think we got to understand something. He's still on a level that most high school players and college players don't achieve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Lakers aren't an organization, in my opinion. And we could talk about the JJ Redick hire, how many coaches they've had. They're still not an organization just like, you know what? Yeah, we're just going to embarrass ourselves. I mean, they did their due. I mean, the guy had to do the draft stuff, the combine stuff. Physically, he had that heart thing. He's had a lot of testing done to make sure he's ready for that. Like, you're not giving somebody $4 million just because, like, here you go. I mean, he has earned some things. Maybe not as much as some of us would have liked, but we'll see what happens. I will say this. I will definitely like to see him play with his dad in a game. I'd be watching. I think it would make for great TV, a great moment in sports history. So that's what I'm excited about. Do I think Bronny James is going to go out there and be an NBA All-Star? Absolutely not. I don't expect that. He's not that right now. And I'm not sure if he can get to that level, right? But can he be a serviceable NBA player that can play for 6-7 years? I think he could. I think he can get past his rookie deal and somebody else might sign him. I mean, he's a bench role player. And I think that's about his peak. So
I think if he continues to sort of struggle, he should go in a G League. And like you said, maybe call him up to do some, play with his dad for I don't know, a play or two.
yeah,
Because I think a lot of it is because they want to keep LeBron happy. He signed a deal. Wasn't exactly max. I think he left some money off a very small amount, but he didn't go as much as possible.
he left like I think 10 million off something.
Something like that. So I think so people are going to look at that and say, "Wow, is that really what we needed?" At least I don't know. I wonder what the Laker fans are talking. Like, if we went back over there and saw the Kobe statue with the incorrect spelling, I think they fixed it. But asked them like, "Do you guys are cool with this?" Maybe they are. Maybe like, you know what? Whatever. Bron got us championship. What are the expectations of them doing this season? Not that high, especially with all the moves that 76ers are doing now. It's like, that's kind of annoying. I don't know any big moves that happen in the West. Can you think of
I think some of the big moves. Well, I mean, okay, the Mavericks got Klay Thompson, so
it's kind of
that's
shift.
a move. Sacramento Kings got DeMar DeRozan from the Bulls.
Okay, so what you thought about that? I know you didn't have. I don't think you were too high on the Kings last season. Where do you think they are now with like the automatic 2-point shooter?
That
DeMar
helps
DeRozan.
It helps them. It helps them because they're a playoff team still. I think they can get into the playoffs. It helps them. He's a veteran. Yeah. He's a bucket. Takes some of the pressure up. Now you got 3 guys that can score: Sabonis, Fox, DeRozan. All those guys are 24 to 25 points a game. Fox a little over that. So that's good. They got their little big 3 there.
Yeah.
OKC Thunder made some big moves. Alex Caruso. But then when you team that with also they drafted well. And then they also got the big from New York Knicks, right? So the Thunder made a couple of moves. So I think the West actually improved a little bit. I like the draft pick that the Timberwolves made from the Dillingham kid from Kentucky. That's a good move for them. He's going to play right away. Yeah. So I think the West made some moves. Yeah.
Yeah. So and the Lakers did. I mean, I know. Was it Dunker? What's the other guy that drafted with Bronny?
Dalton Kincaid. Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Yeah, is he going to be a starter day one? Probably not, but he could be pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Silicone says Whitlock can be. Yeah. Like to a point where he's so brutal. It's like, okay, is this a bit? Like, is this just your shtick? Is this you're a YouTuber now, and like, let me just be as aggressive as possible. He hated Deion Sanders. Hated him. Just blamed him for everything.
Whitlock's a little bit of a hater sometimes, I think, but
sometimes he has good points, but there are times where he will draw connections to stuff that's not really there. To a point like he clearly is upset with some things, but and he's just he's conservative, whatever. But sometimes he will go over the top with some points and like, Jason, where you linking this from? What the dots are you connecting? But every once in a while, I still, his stuff pops up. I'll still check it out. Yeah, I try to check out a little bit of everything. Check out the liberal stuff, conservative stuff. Conservatives are just more entertaining. I'm sorry, guys, if you guys any liberals here. Conservative, content creators are more entertaining. I've seen maybe a few that's liberals that like, oh, this is kind of funny, but it's usually conservatives that be going crazy.
I think well, from what I've seen, I agree with that. I think there's a myriad of reasons for that. I think the conservatives sometimes are just like wanting to like appease everybody, right? And they don't draw hard lines in the sand. They're just like very like PC
and the liberals are fun of because that's where it is now. Like they can't say brutally honest things because they're worried about offending so many different groups, while conservatives are. And again, this is how I don't know if you remember this. I'm sure you have. Back in the 2000s, right? Liberals were the ones that said whatever they wanted, and it was the conservatives that said, "Oh, can't say that," and we're religious, and no gay marriage, and we can't do this. And now it's just like reversed.
You know what happened, right?
I have no idea what happened. Now I'm here. I don't know. You tell me.
Donald Trump came in and was a very different type of Republican, and he gave a voice to the people that were like, I'm just going to be conservative and like chill. Now these people are like, oh, my president's saying
that's a good point.
Because I think Donald Trump has a lot to do with the switch of how people are vocalizing their opinion and what type of effect they're having with their voices. I think he had a lot to do with that.
That's a good point. And it's interesting because Donald Trump was a Democrat. You know, he donated to all the Democrats. Like he was a Democrat. So it's like, it's weird. Like that was the flip.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. Like now the conservatives are more, they're more able, they're able to say what they want to say.
They're spicy,
and not necessarily worry about offending. How the liberals were back in 2001. I used to watch Jon Stewart and Daily Show.
Yeah.
Liberals would say things and express themselves. And the conservatives were the ones that were, you know, clutching the pearls and clutching don't say that.
Back then the conservatives were offended, and now you're right, it's flipped. Now the liberals are more offended, and the conservatives are just like, I don't care what you feel. F your feelings. That's their tagline, right?
Yeah.
Feelings. So you bring up some good points there.
You know what? In 20 years, it'll probably just reverse back. Like I guess it just keeps, you know, like life is a cyclical thing. It just like we'll be dealing with this in another 20 years. We'll see.
Well, and I think 20 years from now, and probably sooner than that, maybe 12, we're gonna have a president that's not part of either of those parties. I believe that's gonna happen. It'll be an independent, and I think at that point we'll really start to see some things change. So
if it can go in 12 years, I would be amazed. If another party or independent, if you could stop this two-party system. I think that would go in a better direction, in my opinion.
I agree, and I think 12 years, while it's not a long time, it's like 3 more presidential terms. I think
flies, man.
In 12 years, so
yeah. So another highly debated topic, probably more debated than the Trump versus Biden.
Oh yeah,
who's gonna win the Rookie of the Year in the WNBA? Now,
I don't know. I don't know.
People complaining about why are everyone talking about this? Because it's moving the needle.
Hell
it's it's getting the views. As two guys who are desperate for views, we know what's making views. People are talking about this shit. Yeah. They're talking about the WNBA, whether you're watching it or not.
I'm about to start a Caitlin Clark Angel Reese channel, Hannibal. I've thought about it.
Listen,
I've literally thought about it because I got some knowledge on the WNBA. I feel like I get I've thought about it, but go ahead, continue.
How you doing that?
Doing what?
You did something, and then a bunch of fireworks came behind you. No, not the thumb thing. You did something.
Oh, right there. I just did it again. Right?
No, you did it earlier.
I just saw it on the TV. I have no idea.
Yeah, you were talking, and then you just had like 4th of July going on. No. Okay. Fair enough. Author Awful Coaching, he did a breakdown on Angel Reese and how well she's playing. So I remember we were talking about before they got to the big leagues, the WNBA, and you were saying Angel Reese is going to be a good player, but kind of serviceable player. She's going to do her thing. But now, I think she broke the record, 12 double-doubles in a row. Never been done before.
Yeah, crazy.
She is a perfect gets forward, right? Like the way, and I was watching some of the videos, the way she just goes into that low post, makes her move. It's quick, it's fast. She jumps fast. She's an athletic person, obviously, probably more athletic than the rest of some of these girls there. Obviously, there's some volleyball that she played volleyball, so she has a lot of those skills are coming in. Yeah. So she's grabbing rebounds, and a lot of it people are mentioning she's missing her shots in rebounding. So whatever, no one else is grabbing the rebound.
That argument's so dumb because she still has to get the rebound.
Right.
And to your point, I'll piggyback a little. What I've seen from her, and I've watched her in college, and she went to Maryland, LSU, Chicago Sky. She's really good at making quick decisions.
Right.
She gets the ball and she knows what she's going to do with it before she gets it. And she makes a quick decision. So a lot of her offensive rebounds are coming because the positive of making the quick decision is you don't allow your defender to get set. And you're like, I'm going to do this, boop, 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 and go. It's really aggressive. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's all in the paint, which is fine. But she's doing it kind of in an unorthodox kind of way. She's not super skilled in the moves and the pivots.
Right.
She is, but situationally, but not overall. So she's making these tough shots, and she's automatically getting right back to the aggressive point and getting the rebound and putting it back up. So that's where the double doubles come in. But I like her game. She's exceeded my expectations of what I thought she'd do. She's breaking records, and she's making the Rookie of the Year conversation a lot closer than I think a lot of people would have thought, because Caitlin Clark is also breaking records.
Right.
Had triple-double the other night.
Yeah, against my New York Liberty, Pedro, and won the game.
Yeah,
I didn't know who won the game. I thought New York Liberty beat them, but she got the she got the triple double. Then I checked the score. I'm like, wait a minute, they won.
Yeah.
And then Sabrina Ionescu, she was not appreciating the talk. She said that was their I don't know. She said Super Bowl.
She's like, it was their Super Bowl, which is kind of
we beat them 3 times this year. I'm like, yeah, Sabrina. Caddy. See, that's the problem with these women and some of the stereotypes. Because I don't think that a dude would say that. Yeah. If I beat you 3 times, you won once, I'm not even really like, congratulations to the other team. And
she was a little butthurt. But listen, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, it's going to be interesting. Caitlin Clark's going to win the award. Unless she gets hurt.
Hold on.
She's going to win the award.
I don't know, man.
We'll see.
Listen.
Because the thing about Angel Reese is, we got to remember there's sports writers that write about this, and Caitlin Clark's the golden goose. It's going to happen. But I'll say this. As many accolades and the few records Angel Reese is breaking, Caitlin Clark's breaking, in my opinion, more impressive records, because the stat line Caitlin Clark has right now, 16 points. I believe it's 7 boards, 6 or 7 boards, and 7.
She's leading all the rookies in all of those categories.
No, that stat line's never happened in the history of the NBA, not rookies. There's never been a player that's done to average those stat lines. So I think she's going to still win it. It'll be interesting, though. It's going to be closer than most people thought, but I don't see Angel Reese winning it unless Caitlin Clark starts to underperform and Angel goes from 14 points a game to like 20 a game. Then you're going to have to give her, if Angel Reese at the end of the year is averaging 20 a game, which would be hard for her to do, and in 11 rebounds, she's going to win it. So she'd have to really have some games where she's dropping about 30 points a game to get there. Yeah. And I don't think she's going to be able to do that. But like I said last month, both of these women should be on the Olympic team.
You're 100% right. Now it's even more obvious that they should have, and that would have stopped a lot of the nitpicking on both sides, at least with the Caitlin Clark. Just put them both in.
Yeah.
I mean, you put that 40-year-old Diana in there, and for what?
Yeah.
They're gonna beat all these teams anyway. Is there any women's team, national team that could hold a candle to the USA women? Not at all. So you're gonna make the best possible team. Like, what are you talking about? Now you just sound silly.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, for the growth of the WNBA, for actually them to get to know each other better, right? Play together, like help build this league up, because these are going to be the 2 women right now that are going to do it, and another couple that are coming up, Juju Watkins, Paige Beckerts, and then Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart. Like, these are the 6 women that are going to do this for this league. And there's a few other that are going to contribute, but those are the 6 for the next 10 years that are going to take this thing to the next level. You need both of those women kind of on the same page. And not, they need to have a love-hate relationship. They need to respect each other. And the way you can do that is to cultivate more of a relationship, have them play together. They're going to play in an all-star team together, which would be cool. But then also you need them to hate each other on the court, which you can tell that they're
highly competitive, both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
And they have it in their own little way. And I don't complain too much about Angel Reese. Let her do her thing. It's fine. Very attractive woman. She needs to stop wearing heels. She doesn't know how to walk in heels. She looks like she's in pain.
Oh, you mean?
No, Angel Reese. Angel Reese wearing heels just looks.
Yeah.
She's young. Listen, I like heels, but you don't have to wear them.
Yeah.
I know women just love the way they look. Like, all right, so we're gonna go out, and now you got to get your other shoes now, because you were standing for an hour, and you look like you're in pain. And when you look like you're in pain, then I'm concerned. Like, how about we all just stop, right? But I know some men just love the heel look, and women like to. But I just feel like, what are you doing here? Like, what kind of shoes that we're all decided you're gonna wear that is basically destroying your foot? Like, but that's just my opinion.
This whole they do it with the football, they do it with the NBA. The whole walking into the arena, it's a thing right now on TikTok.
People like it because
all the women want.
I mean,
it's a big pregame. What's the outfit? And everybody's putting it on social media. And she looks great. I mean, she's dressing up for these games like a lot of the women are. I think it's good for the game. It's just giving more exposure, and it's just fun. But yeah, she does. I think I've seen Caitlin Clark wear some things, and she does not look comfortable too. Like she's walking in, she looks awkward.
But also because you're walking in, big dumbass cameras are pointing right at you. And AJ Wilson looks like she has no problems with the camera when she walks through. And obviously she's the best player in the WNBA. But I love when you watch Inside the NBA and Shaq and Charles roast some of the goofy shit that these guys are wearing.
Oh, bro.
That's when we know the generational gap is here. They're putting on clothes. You're like, what are you doing?
They look.
We're not in Europe, but they don't care. If I made 100, 200 million, I don't care what. I'm gonna wear this weird jacket. James Harden is his biggest offender. I don't know what he'd be wearing sometimes. Ben Simmons, the fact that he doesn't play, he looks like a goofball, something like a I don't know, a Skittles package. Some of them are just looking real. And like, who's dressing you? But I'm sure they got sponsorships, not so
Yeah, and I think some of these dudes, they got they go to the clubs or they got these European girlfriends or these model chicks, and they're like, oh, wear this, you look good. And it's like they're just doing too much. I think how I look at it. But some of the guys look a little crazy. But
Bobby is asking you, are you cashing tickets with all this WNBA knowledge?
What do you mean cashing tickets? I'm lost. What do you mean?
Doing some bets.
Oh,
are you following? Are you doing some bets? Are you like right? I mean, a little bit too late now to do the rookie of the year bet because I think, like you said, Caitlin's going to get it. But the reason why I brought up that I don't know if it's an automatic because I've seen at least 2 analysts on ESPN recently saying that Angel Reese will win, despite like you said, that Caitlin Clark is leading in all these categories. Yeah, right. And because of the double thing. At least 2. The one that argued with Stephen A. and someone else who were like, yeah, you know what? My pick right now is Angel Reese. And we're all thinking, and again, I don't watch all the games, but I'm looking at the stats over here. Yeah. And I'm looking at, yes, Angel Reese is doing great. Yeah. And he really? Are they going to do the cold rookie of the year like Vince Carter and Jason Kidd? Was it Vince Carter and Jason Kidd? No, it was Jason Kidd and Paul. I forgot. No, Grant Hill and
Jason Kidd.
Yes.
I think that would be interesting. I think that would actually be good. It would cause a lot of more conversation. I think depending if the season ended today and that happened, I'd have no problem with it. Angel Reese,
I wouldn't complain either.
I would have no problem with it because Caitlin Clark, she's leading the league in turnovers, which is a problem, right?
It's not her fault, man. Or at least what I've seen. Maybe I'm not watching it, so I don't know all of it. But there's times she's passing the ball to these people.
Yes.
And they're taking the ball and throwing it into science.
Her teammates are helping her, but as they've had more practice, you can tell like her assist numbers have gone up in certain games because the teammates are now knowing she's a fantastic. She's probably the top 3 in the NBA WNBA right now as far as pure passer. Caitlin Clark's
her vision. She's watching. She's anticipating certain things now. Like you said, maybe the players are not expecting it, and like, oh shit, where that ball came from. Yeah, but you can tell she is looking, and she's throwing a pass. Not every pass is a great pass. I think there's times where she maybe threw it too high, or I've seen some. I'm like, yeah, they should have caught it, but maybe you could have, like the way Magic passed the ball. Yeah, the ball went right to where they needed to shoot. Like, I mean, that's Magic, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a different level of a passer. Yeah, but sometimes the Fever they do not give her any kind of gift.
I would say. Maybe even half of those are like good passes that should have just at least been caught, right? But I think the deciding factor if all things are equal, and right now the team records are very similar, I think to believe Caitlin's team is 1 game ahead of Angel's team in the standings. So if Caitlin and the Fever make the playoffs and Angel and the Sky don't, you're probably giving it to, if everything else is equal, right? Yeah, you're probably going to give it to the team that made her team into the playoffs. Because we've got to remember the Fever were garbage last year. They had the number 1 pick for a reason. They were the worst team in the league. So if you go from worst in the league to a playoff position and you're breaking records, that's probably going to put over the top.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That's a big, and we'll see. I mean, and the thing is, despite this, the WNBA is still losing money.
Crazy, right?
They're still losing money. Now, just 1 year, obviously, for a business to rebound the way it needs multiple years and need people to care. Caitlin, she's a Caitlin Bird.
That's funny.
I mean, it fits, right? It fits.
Imagine.
Silicone said, "Dude, don't talk women out of wearing heels." I understand it. I understand.
That's
I get the red
Yeah.
pumps. It's like, yeah, that looks very nice. But I'm
Everything
just saying,
good. It's It's
well,
good.
you take your women out, you take your woman out, and she's wearing these heels. You know that she's gonna start complaining or looking goofy when she's standing there. You know,
Put off at some point at night for sure, man.
right? Yeah, and you hopefully got the little slips on. So I understand that. That makes sense. So we'll see. I still gotta really sit there and watch some of these games. The problem is sometimes like on a Saturday, I'm already like 3 o'clock and they already played the game I wanted to see. I'm like, God damn it, like it's too damn early.
Yeah.
But hopefully they can get some of those prime because it's the middle of the summer. Like what do you put prime time on a summer and 8 o'clock at night? Like
It's summer.
there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's difficult because so many people are doing other things, so.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I ain't doing shit. Anyway, other than working, taking care of these damn dogs. All right. So I want to talk about this with you last week about Chris Brown. So fellas, there's a fella right here I'm talking to. So Pedro, if your lady loved her some Chris Brown, and she say, you know what, I'm going to the concert, but I'm going to pay the $1,100 for the meet and greet.
Ooh, damn.
And take that personalized picture. Apparently, you can tell him what you want him to do, as long as you're not doing something ridiculous, like
So
like
you can tell him how you want to pose or something,
right? And he will oblige. What's that conversation like? She already said, "Hey, you know what? I'd like to do this." I guess she may just ask, "Is it cool?" What are you saying? Are you?
What's interesting, bro? And I didn't share this with you, but it's funny. It's relatable. So my girl went to Lake of the Ozarks a couple weeks ago, like 2 Saturdays ago, with a friend of hers to go see a guy. He's a DJ named, I think his name's like James Kennedy. He's on some kind of show on Bravo. He's like some like English dude. He's a good looking guy, maybe like 30 or something. He DJs. He's on TV. She watches the show. So her and her friend went to go see this dude, right? And my girl's on Instagram. I love you, James. She's screaming and yelling, and she got hugged up next to him. She took pictures with him. The dude took off his shirt, and my chick got the guy's shirt. So she comes home the next day, Sunday, middle of the afternoon, with this man's shirt that he wore while he was DJing. So I got no problem with it, but I'll say this: if she spent $1,100 to have that experience, then I got an issue.
No, Bobby saying is getting vetoed. It's getting a no.
Oh shit.
So it's been a big topic of conversation the last couple of weeks. So you see these pictures. Now he's saying charging $3,000. I thought it was $1,000. Who knows the exact? Obviously, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he'll hug up on you, or as some I've seen, he could bend you over like this thing right here.
That's the one with the thick white chick. She looks kind of like cute. Is that the one with her? Yeah.
It's a few of them. I mean, and apparently it has broken up some relationships. So your opinion, so she asks, can I pay $1,100 to meet my favorite artist and have a picture like this? I would say
I would not be comfortable with some dude picking up my woman. Picking up like that? Nah. My chick just took a Instagram. Oh, we love you, James, and like Instagramming, and they're standing by each other. That's normal.
So it's not the money; it's the picture.
I think the type of picture is a deciding factor for me on how I'm gonna think, like what kind of conversation we're gonna have. Like if he's picking up my chick and like she's straddling him, I got a little bit of an issue with that. But if it's like a hand around the whatever and they're taking, I got no problem with it at all.
Even if it's $1,100.
Oh no, the money I have a problem with. I'm saying
mine too. Okay.
It's whatever. But if it's like but the money, I'm not. My chick ain't paying $1,100 to take a picture with some dude. We ain't got money like that. So that's why I'd have an issue with it.
This is a difficult one because I know, the male in me is like, what the fuck are you doing? But I'm trying to be a more evolved human being. So I think most people should not be paying $1,100 to meet. I can tell you right now, I'm being completely honest. I love Nas. I love Jay-Z. I love, Denzel Washington. Like there's amazing athletes in Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman. I wouldn't pay $1,100 to see any of these men.
Neither would I.
So I don't have that kind of fandom on any human being. Now, if I met them, yeah, I would be starstruck to them, but like it was like a natural thing. But so if we had the money, if we had, we do not have the money like that.
No.
And if she Michael Jackson, right?
Oh,
if your chick wanted to meet Michael Jackson and it was $1,100, would you argue or would you say no to that?
Okay, I'll say this. I think there are a few people like my chick really like this guy. He's like a D-list celebrity. Okay,
why you bringing him? Don't be jealous. Don't be
no.
D level.
What I'm saying is because you mentioned Michael Jackson, so I'm giving it some backstory here. But like she really she enjoys this guy on TV. She thinks he's charismatic. He's got a girlfriend.
But to her, he's not a D. He's a A.
Correct. So I enjoyed the fact that I was like, yeah, go get the tickets. Like, invite your friend. Like, I got the baby. Like, have a weekend. Like, she deserves that. And she had the time of her life. She said she loved it. Right? The vibes were great. The energy. They went to a club after. I want my chick to have fun without me. I think there's value in that. So, but yeah, if let's say it was somebody like that she like, there are other actors and actresses that she likes more, right? If we could afford it, I would totally pay for that experience. But my chick ain't getting picked up and straddled.
Okay. No, Michael Jackson is not going to pick your chick up. I mean, if that was alive or something. Yeah, I think that the way the picture would be is a bit like that one on the far left. And the thing is, it's not like the fact of, well, I'm worried about Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Necessarily. I mean, and let's all be honest. I look at a lot of the men who are upset about this and the red pill and the relationship content creators are saying, these women aren't loyal. Look at that. They can't take you out for dinner, but they'll pay $1,100 to meet Chris Brown. Well, there's a few things with that, and I understand that. First, most women are not paying this. I know you look at the pictures and he even said himself, this is not a lot of people. It's a small, intimate thing. Most people don't have that money to pay for this. So it's not like a lot of women are doing this. And then second, me or many of us are not Chris Brown.
No.
I think a lot of us have to understand life is not fair, right? Bronny James is able to play in the NBA.
Yes.
Because many things that he has that we don't have.
Yes.
And we kind of have to understand that, like, you're not Chris Brown.
No.
You're not 6 foot something, singing, dancing, multi-millionaire entertainer. We're just not that guy.
No. He's a good-looking guy that's rich, can dance, can sing, can act, can perform.
This dude beat the hell out of Rihanna.
Yeah.
And women are still paying it. Like, there's some biological seated things that a woman still finds a man attractive, even with his past.
Yeah.
Because of what he can provide, his resources, and how he looks.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Hannibal, do you think, obviously you said most women aren't going to pay 11. Yeah, this is an experience that a few women each concert can do, and it's smart for him. It helps his brand loyalty to give these women an experience. He gets a little money for his 20 minutes.
Viralness. Like, some people may actually be interested in doing that because they saw this on social media.
Super smart.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, do you think these women are lacking something in their relationship that they have, or if they're single, they're also lacking just not having companionship, so they want this type of experience and they're willing to pay for it because they're lacking something in their life? Do you think that there's something like that?
That's a good point. I do believe, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
I think in a totally 100% happy, healthy relationship, you want to have fun, you want to go see him, but unless you're making a ton of money, that probably wouldn't be something you ask. And if you guys are doing well, there's a lot of pictures where he's side by side with a woman, and as if it was like a regular, normal meet and greet picture.
Yeah,
it's not all hugged up, bent over, all these extra weird.
No, but those are the ones though, because those are the ones.
Right, correct. Yeah. So there's a few where it's very, very friendly and cordial, and they probably had it. So I would, luckily, yeah, my chick don't care about that type of stuff, but you would want one where, yes, the kind of picture you're going to have is going to probably go somewhere in social media. And do you care about your mate? You care about your husband, that you representing him and representing your family well, where you're not getting bent over, because that doesn't look right. Now, if you're single, go ahead, do what you gotta do. I mean, you still may have to answer that someday, but
yeah.
And that's a great point for Bobby.
Yeah.
A few of those women are over the age of 25, 30.
Oh yeah.
And that's a bit sad. I can say that. It's a bit sad, but also about spending money, right? So should men go to AVN awards, spending money on meet and greets with porn stars?
Well, they do it. I don't think you should, but you do it. And I also think, I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to mention, I think we have to understand $1,100 to some people, it's all relative, right? I mean, you could save up.
It's a lot. Listen, for me, a lot of fucking money.
No, it is for me too. But these women might be saving up for a year to get that ticket, and they're spending $3,000 on that weekend, and that's like a vacation for some. So it is what it is, right? We don't know these women's pocketbooks, but I think that we got to understand, us men spend money on some stupid shit. We might be gambling.
That's what, that perfect. Yes.
And exactly. That could, you do that, you do enough gambling or drinking or going to a bar, that's more than $1,100 over the course of 6 months or a year. So we gotta give a little grace to these ladies about the $1,100. I think for me, it's the money. If like it's my chick in our relationship, like if we're rich, $1,100, whatever. So the $1,100, the money's an issue for me now, but it's more so the type of picture. And like, are you licking this guy's neck and taking a picture? Is he smacking you on the ass? Like, I'm not having all that, because then you're embarrassing our relationship, in my opinion.
I hear you, but it's. But I think I wouldn't go to a convention to spend money to take a picture with a porn star.
No.
I'm not spending money. Again, not going to spend money. Now, if I met Cherokee back, maybe like I'll at least take a picture. Probably not. I probably wouldn't. I'm not a picture guy.
What about so next month in Brooklyn?
Yes.
What's that singer's name? Tyla, I think her name is. She shows up in Brooklyn for a concert.
That's legit. I would go see that. Yeah, see her. Yeah.
I'm doing a meet and greet. Take a picture with me. No money. I'm probably, if I'm in Brooklyn,
no money. Well, yeah, that's a financially good decision, obviously. Yeah. But even then, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to meeting people, I don't want to, because I know how they feel. It's just a job to them. And then you send them, telling them how much you love them and you helped me say, and they just look at you like, all right, thank you, appreciate it. And they signed your stuff again. Like Kanye, right? Like if I just met Kanye, I may say something stupid. I may say like, this song really saved me at this one point. Like, and he'll be like, I mean, hopefully he'll probably take it as,
he'd be like, who are you? What the fuck?
Yeah, like that was a weird thing to say. How old are you? 40? Like, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, so like I'm not necessarily interested in meeting them that way unless it's a natural, organic experience.
Yeah. Me too. I don't think I've ever I've never gone out of my way to like meet a celebrity, or like I don't go to a lot of concerts, or I don't do any of that. When we went to the Wu-Tang Nas in Brooklyn at the Barclays, right? Let's say we happen to see Nas or something. I'm not going to be like, oh, I got to get a picture with you, man. You're the GOAT. I wouldn't be.
Exactly. Me, it would be even if I would judge it, but I would just say, like, I would literally say, I don't want to take too much of your time.
Yeah.
Really love everything you've done. Like
if I could just shake his hand and be like, hey, man, you're the GOAT. Yeah, and that's it for me. I don't need.
And that's enough, right? That's enough. Yeah, that's enough to think about and like, wow, I actually did that. And he would probably be cool with it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's all I need. I don't need a picture to represent this. I don't need to do. And many of them have no problem. Athletes, I mean, some don't. I saw some asshole. Apparently, he was mad that LeBron didn't want to take a picture of him at a restaurant. He goes online and tells people where he is currently.
That's crazy.
Like some punk ass shit. Like LeBron does almost everything for fans. You never see him. It was probably one time he wasn't interested in taking a picture with you. Instead of understanding that, he got tight and wanted like some punk ass shit.
If you're a fan of somebody and they're sitting down eating and you interrupt that or expect them to stop their meal to take pictures, I think you're the ass clown. Like, you know, if a guy's
100%.
eating, hey, you could sit and maybe look like, oh, that's LeBron. You don't interrupt the man. Like, you know, if
Yeah, they understand that these are not meant. These people are not meant to entertain you 24/7. Like he's eating with his family. I remember like Eminem talked about this. Like, yo, I'm with my kid. Like, yo, can you get the F away from me right now? I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just how we look at these people and think they only are there for our entertainment or consumption.
Yeah.
And Bobby, I do agree. Like spending money to meet porn stars, or you're blowing half your check at the strip club, but then when she turns around and want to take, go to Chris Brown, and you say no,
yeah,
there's it's not congruent. It's kind of like you're kind of stuck there where you are spending money irresponsibly, if you want to call it that. But then maybe she's going to spend money irresponsibly.
I don't know much about this world of the convention, the porn star meetups. I feel like I knew that it was a thing, but
yeah, the only thing I know is it's called AVN, I think. All right, AVN Con or AVN. It's a convention, probably in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I would never go to something like that. I think I would never go to
yeah, it's a expo, and I don't know if I should put it up on the internet because they're gonna probably show.
Yeah, I mean,
so there's actually, it's in January. Yeah, so next year is in January.
Brooklyn? Is it Brooklyn? St. Louis?
No, Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And the tickets are from $60 to $450.
Pretty cheap, $60.
So for $400, you get all. Actually, I can show this. There's no titties on here. It's okay.
Damn.
In case Pedro is interested.
Yeah.
So for $400, you get all access, and probably not what you're expecting, but yeah, a VIP pass. You have access to all the exhibits, special VIP hours. You get a premium gift. You get you go to the AVN Awards, because there's an award show for the best porn stars of the year.
I've heard that. So you're probably getting with that. You're probably maybe getting your picture taken and like a 10-second meet and greet, and
that's all you need.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't pay for that, man.
No. You wouldn't go just to go, like just to the $60.
The only way I would
go around.
Is if you called me up and say, "Hey, man, I got this would have to be the scenario. Hey, man, I got these tickets, and it's in St. Louis. I'm gonna fly out. I got these meet and greets. We're gonna meet these porn stars." I'd be like, you know what? If it's free, I'll go with you. But I ain't paying. I'm not traveling.
You're not gonna go by yourself. Like some guys just go. They got the swag bag and they take pictures of everybody.
No, I'm good.
It's kind of sad. Slim Pimpin says Pedro's gonna take a random vacation next January. January is cold, bro. You go to Vegas? It's not that cold in Vegas.
Man, if we had to go to Vegas for something like that, we dropping what, $5K? I'm good on that. That's too much money.
That's a lot of money. I was just like go walk around and the problem is also the older you get, the more you realize the damage that the people in the industry go through. There's more suicides in that industry than anywhere else. Like there's something and also it's an industry that we all want, right? We all, obviously that's the money and the downloads, but the damage it inflicts on the people that participate in this industry. Yes. So it's like, as you get older, you're looking at these girls like 20 years younger and you're like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything all right?
We all have the ones that we might know, the big names that are at conventions but like, that's like the lower percent, the minority of women
that kind of
money and having success.
Yeah.
A lot of women being abused and it may be
drugs is involved, and
that's where I think that suicide and that mental health and all that, most people that I would imagine that go into that line of work are not doing it long, and they're not feeling good about it after they're done. So it's very few that probably can build a brand off of it and make a couple million or whatever, right? I
think for the most part, you would expect us. What I've seen is some porn stars that do well, then they retire, but then they either are producers or they have their own production companies. They bring in other people, and they, but they don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Podcast or something, Who's that one dude, the no jumper guy?
Adam.
He married.
I think he's done porn. He married a porn star, and
they do porn together, and he lets guys fuck her, and she's got a podcast.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing. Right?
Well, Pedro, do a deep dive. He is not in a good space. He's been to shit. Yeah.
I think he sold his soul for some clicks and views, bro. That's how I look at him. You know? He sold his.
True. And it wasn't. I think he always did, or like he was always about the next big story or the big moment. Because I think that's how he kind of started. From what I've seen in a few YouTube documentaries, that's the problem too about social media or content creation. The Mr. Beast effect. Every new video has to be bigger and crazier than the next.
Yeah, which is hard.
That's these streamers. They have to be more outrageous. They have to be damn near getting arrested because everyone has seen everything.
They're trying to top each other, or they're trying to top the last great thing that got them a 10 million view video, or right? Trying to, and that's a hard place to be, because then you're possibly compromising your thing, putting your mental health at risk, your physical health at risk, your pocketbooks, your safety in some cases. So yeah, those like top tier creators, man, some of them, they go crazy.
I mean, the amount of money that you would receive if you had a 10 million viewed video, it must be intoxicating. Like, right?
A few times, you know what I mean? Like,
and you've made enough money with this video, you could buy a car.
Yeah.
You could buy a damn near 6 figures on one video. Yeah, you probably would think, oh shit, I gotta do something else crazy, right? Like, I gotta do something else to almost kill myself, because the amount of money just came in from this one video. But it's a trap. Clearly, it's a trap that you can get yourself in a lot of issues.
Yep.
So, I think Bobby suggested a GigCon in Vegas. You got much money to rent anything in Vegas?
Bobby, you paying for that, bro? You paying for that?
Listen, hit. You know what we do? GigCon at Roy's house. He's already there. We'll all just hang out in his crib.
Got the lights, the pictures.
You got the lights. Someone send this to Roy. He'll I don't think it'll probably be a limit amount of people able to make it to his room.
Bobby, if Bobby wants to help fund this, if you want to sponsor this, Bobby, we could figure it out, but you got to sponsor it. All right. So
listen. Well, you know what? If Sexy Red can't get you enough money for her tour, because apparently she's not selling a lot of tickets, and that tour may be canceled. Who she thinks she is? Like,
but Sexy Red is just a viral moment. She's an Instagram post. She's a
but the problem is when you try to do like Chris Brown has a tour. Why? Because Chris Brown has a lot of hits, a lot of fans, and he has a great show, right? Performs his ass off, so he can do that. Usher, like we were talking before we got live, a lot of these new artists like Ice Spice can't sell tours. They have to be on top. They have to be with somebody else.
They only got one song, so nobody's paying for that.
I don't even know. Oh, Sexy. She has it's just a chorus. Like she has that chorus. She could sing a good chorus or rap a catchy chorus. Ice Spice, I don't know any songs that much, and I barely remember that. It's a bunch of really generic drill beats. And first of all, this is a sad thing about, we're talking about Ice Spice and Sexy Red. Just go on YouTube. There are far more talented female MCs on YouTube, and no one cares, or not enough people care.
Yeah,
Scarlett is better than both of them put together with no,
Because the ones that are better, the ones that we should be listening to and getting more attention, aren't selling their souls, man. They're not popping bending over. They don't have tattoos on their face. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not doing all the outrageous things. The lyrics aren't outrageous. They're not talking, so that's why people like to watch a train wreck. They like to watch people do things that they won't do, but they can live vicariously through another woman, I guess. I don't know. But it's kind of sad, because I think, unfortunately, we used to have women in this game that didn't have to do those things, right? And some did, but like a MC Lyte, a Queen Latifah, a Lauryn Hill, like they weren't doing that.
Yeah, and Missy Elliott,
they weren't.
But maybe we'll talk about this next time we link up. I forgot who. I think it was Lil Mama. Now she was probably a one-hit wonder. You probably don't remember any of the songs. Her most famous thing she's done, she crashed a performance of Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, and that kind of ruined her career, because a lot of people just gave her a lot of shit for that. It's interesting. And nowadays, that would have happened the next month, we wouldn't give a shit. But that was a little earlier on, where it just destroyed her career a little bit. But I think she mentioned that this is all Lil Kim's fault. And you know, the kind of that, you know, Lil Kim was basically selling sex, right? It was, and it was more of, I mean, you remember Hardcore, that album cover? I still remember it vividly. I had it, and I, you know, I had it.
I had that shit. Me and my boy had that shit in our lockers, son. I had that. You know, we had it.
I tell you,
in our lockers.
That and the Foxy Brown cover. It's anyway
crazy.
Did she start it, right? Because you know, Nicki basically followed her. She followed even the look.
Yeah.
Then you had, you know, Cardi B, and then now we have Megan, and we have the Sexy Red, we got Ice Spice. So is it all Lil Kim's fault? I think we could, if you want, we could kind of talk about that a little bit.
I mean, maybe, but that's been some years. That's 20 years ago, right?
Well, you know, it's a progression, right? It's for Lil Kim, and then Nicki, and you know what I mean? Like, it's a generational thoughtiness.
Yeah.
And the OG could be the one that, if she didn't do all that, maybe this wouldn't have been happening. I don't know.
Yeah, she's the inception, the genesis of it.
Right.
It's been actually 25 years, I think, since that album came out.
That's true. It's been a minute.
I don't know. I did see Megan. You mentioned Megan Thee Stallion. I saw her do an interview with Unc Shay Shay, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that, but I saw some clips, but I didn't get to sit there and watch it.
She's looking good. I don't know what she looks better now than ever before. She's looking really good.
And her body, like the way she looks, is not as processed as everyone else's.
Yeah.
Like, she just naturally good looking, tall, and just And when she raps, I like her flow.
Yeah.
It's just the songs are very redundant. Like, it's the same fucking topics.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, and that's the problem with a lot of the female rappers that get the industry push. There's no substance to it. It's the same goddamn content every song. So yeah, she could spit, and I like her flow. I think Cardi used to be really good.
Cardi used to be.
She fell off a little bit with the flow and the content. So I don't know. At least they look good. Whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah. But on that note, guys, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on this Monday evening. Be good. You know, don't get yourself in trouble or anything. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.